Hi everyone. My apologies. I was running late. I was supposed to go live earlier, but then Nora had her new protester spotlight live on, and I kind of thought it would go a little bit longer, so I postponed. And then suddenly I realized I was in a hurry myself. I hope everyone's doing okay and getting ready for Christmas and everything. I can see Haggis Basher is here and Irish Mart, and Mona is here, and Kate. I hope that's the way your name is pronounced. Good to see you all. Um, this, I don't know how to put it, a little stream to celebrate how the year has went and kind of show that we're not going to back down, basically. And I don't know if they're going to have rice and beans this year, but I definitely would evaluating this year, going back on everything that has happened. Hi, Antics. I think their stats are down uh, very seriously at the moment. And just an update on the privacy claims. I haven't got any responses now during today, but at least everything so far has been resolved. So there's no issues with that. Hi, Rika. Hi, Antics. Hi, Mandy. Lots of people here. Good to see you. And yeah, just maybe I'll just shortly go through a little bit of what's been going on this year after myself and Elron Hopkins started to protest. So we were quite successful of gaining attention on the streets, and that of course resulted to that request for the restraining order, which was denied because we were not breaking any law. But we learned also something from it, and now only protests that are done by myself only when I have a permit from the police. So it's a natural involvement of the protesting movement. And then in August, Robert Dam published his book, Markets Hotel, which got a lot of media attention in the Danish newspapers, which was, of course, amazing news for everyone. And yeah, it's given a little bit more spotlight to the abuses of Scientology in Denmark. We are still working on the Denmark list in case anyone wants to send a letter to a Danish politician. You can go to sptv.space. Under resources tab, you can find the Denmark list, and there is an email template you can just send to any Danish politician, sign it and ask them to look into the abusive practices of Scientology in Denmark. But I have something else fun today, and it was just to, tickle Osa a little bit for just before the holidays and see if it's really going to be rice and beans or is it really going to be a big celebratory dinner at Christmas because people are talking and things are coming out that maybe they would not want to necessarily to be able to come out. And that's why I want to share with you this document I have received. And we can go through it together and, yeah, have a little laugh, basically. Uh, if this was something purely Scientology's text or something like that, I would want to have someone with me to support me with reading this document. But this is actually numbers, and that's kind of my jam. So I think I'll be able to manage with this on my own. So basically, I received a file that was called PT scene, and PT is referring to present time. Um, so here, let me just, I can see I'm standing in the wrong place, so let's go a little bit here up. So you can see it is from 2013. Is the sound going in and out? Tell me, is there some issues with the sound? I will absolutely try and fix it, although I have no idea what I'm doing here. Tell me if the sound is okay before I continue. Just wait. I'll just say hi to some folks in the meantime if someone can just confirm me the sound. So witnesses here. Okay, that's weird. Okay, now you should be able to hear me. Give me thumbs up. Good, good. Okay, let's start from the beginning. So the file is called PTC, and it's from 2013, and yeah, it's a little bit old, but apparently this is the way things are always handled there. So it should not be much different nowadays compared to this one. So I think this has been a file that has been probably distributed to someone in an executive position regarding at least the financial department in Denmark, because it's covering different locations here. So we just go through it. So issue A here seems to be immediately pressing bills. CLO electricity. So this is the Continental Liaison Office, which is located a little bit outside Copenhagen. And bear in mind, this is the 3rd of January we're talking about. There are 99,300 Danish kroners overdue on the CLO. We missed this January 3rd deadline, and the next is that they will act to cut the lines. The liability on this is that about half of the lines are remotely controlled counter, and they do not need to send people to cut our lines. So just doing quick conversion with the 99,000 here, that's about $13,000. So they're a very bad situation, and what's making it even worse is the fact that the electricity company can cut at least half of the electricity remotely. So I have heard just to give a little bit of a backstory, that people have been instructed to not let, for example, electricity companies into their buildings, because normally that the reason why they are there is to be cut the power. So you're not allowed to you're not allowed to let them in. Okay, let me see. It's very strange with the sound. Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better? We should absolutely not have poor internet quality here, because we have fiber line connection, so that should not be the issue. Okay, better. So basically, Sea Org staff is instructed not to let any electricity company staff come into their buildings, because usually they're there to cut the electricity off. Another location, electricity at Fabriksparken, and this is actually the New Era publication. So basically the counterpart to Bridge publications in the States. So they are taking care of all the print work to all of Europe, and I think some of Africa as well. And there are 20,500 Danish kroners overdue since 8th of November and past the first nudge. The December bill is for 31,000. We missed the January 3rd deadline, as with CLO. So it's not going very good with the electricity for them. You can see that it seems to be some cash flow issues that they are suffering. Next one is Corona Water, and this is the birthing in Copenhagen they have. Uh, The last payment was due on 10th of December, 44,800. We must not delay this further, or it will kill this and any future payment plan, and force us to pay the full rest of the bill, 90,000 kroners at once. So this basically means that they have been given some sort of payment plan to not pay the full debt at once, and only 44,800. But due to not sticking to that agreement, they will need to pay the full due amount right away. So it's not looking very good, and this is very consistent along the line. NEP rent, this is referring again to New Era production and, sorry, New Era publications. And I think whoever has written this has made a mistake because they actually do own the building, and this is referring to a mortgage payment. So I think it's just been it's, written here. They are missing about 121,000 kroners to pay of the year mortgage. Not meeting this deadline will take the deadline below 0. So very pressing matter as well. I would wish this lady was not, listing my own debts because it's looking very, very bad for them. Heating, again, on Fabrics Park, and which is at the New Era Productions, 23,500 Danish kroners were due on 2nd of December. This must be paid by 7th of January. ATP, pension. So even though Scientologists don't have any pension plans, per se, there are some legally required pension payments you need to do to the state. So the people that are working, even as a C organization member, uh, they will get paid out at the age of their pension, and it's a very minimal amount. You cannot live with that, but it's roughly percent of your that the employer needs to pay for it. So we are owing this as well. The bill for 274,000 kroners to pay for the third quarter of 2012 has been sent to the bailiff. We expect to need to appear in court before mid-January for liens of our properties unless we pay the amount. So there's actual there has been actual risk of going to court, uh, because this debt has been sent to the bailiff. This is not some small issues. I have never seen this with any business, that they would handle their finances this way. Then, because Scientology is not tax exempt in Denmark, there is also for one of their birthings, Corona property tax. There are 87,000 left unpaid from February bills, and these will go to legal gradients by the end of the year. So I don't understand this completely, disregarding, agreed payments that you need to do to the authorities and, of course, third party, but especially with the authority payments to tax authorities, to pension, to risk to be shutting electricity. Yeah, Kate, this is very good. Yeah, yeah, and this is a very fair comment. I have also heard that sometimes they even put rice in Denmark anyways in the CEO, so there might not even be beans on the menu this time. Okay, let's go further here. So I have censored a name of a construction company here because reading this comment here, they most likely will not do business with Scientology anymore after this. So this construction company has written a letter to CLO, the Continental Liaison Office Board of Directors, threatening incasso, which is legal collection, action unless we pay the 80,000 we owe them, which is apparently only mostly late fees. So they have been a very, very bad customer to this construction company. Then we have Corona Heating. So this is the birthing again. As per the payment agreement, we need to pay at least 46,000 Danish kroner on 7th of January. This is the last installment on the September bill. So we are not even talking about current bills at this point. We are on 3rd of January, and it seems like they already made payment plans on invoices that are, dated to be due 3 months before this note was or this memo was written. And then we have other pressing bills. So this is the ones I assume that are, not being going to court any coming weeks at least for sure. So ATP, pension-related taxes. We are overdue since early December on a bill for 125,000 and a bill for 15,000 to Barcel, which is maternity leave. So even though no one goes on maternity leave from Sea Org, perhaps maybe a staff member could do that. They are still required to pay this minimum amount of the salary to these costs actually to the government. We have also received a new bill for 693,000 kronor for samletbetaling for the first 3 quarters of 2012. This is due to be paid the 21st of January. Property tax of Fabriksparken, so this is again New Era Publishing. On this, we have already incurred 200,000 and have no set aside. The next bill will be due the first week of February 2013. And the last point is here, Colt Telephones. I assume that's some kind of telephone company for all their telephone systems. We owe 370,000 Danish kronor, and they want them to be paid up now. This is roughly around $50,000. It's not small money. So, so this is basically it. I'm not sure if some of you think this is boring information, but it's for me, you know, just just working with finance and being able, dealing with invoices and cost, direct, indirect costs, so forth. I think these are some very, very, very poorly handled finances, and I cannot believe that they have been even, letting this go so far that they are risking to go to court because of this. Uh, I did some calculations. I just noticed that I was missing a balance here because there was actually two uh, two lines for the electricity. So I'll just add it here so we get to the right balance. But I just want to want to give you the total immediate pressing bills amount, so you have an idea of what kind of amounts we're talking here about. We're talking about $120,000 that they have completely neglected. I don't know what you think about this, but I find this very, at the same time, shocking, amusing, and maybe also even a little bit surprising. Amy has a comment here. Looks like they're going to have to use lanterns for light and fireplace for heat. Yeah, I mean, I am aware that there has been situations where, you know, staff or Sea Org has been instructed not to let the electricity companies to go into the buildings because they will cut off the electricity being allowed into the building. Yeah, pressing matters for sure. I totally agree with that. I would not sleep my nights if this was the issue. Also, it kind of brings the bigger question as well, knowing a little bit of the revenue that they have been making in Denmark, is that where is all this money going when they cannot pay their bills? And I think all of us probably know the answer for that. Yeah. Witness, that's right. Can't afford for 1 rice and beans, much less 5 rice and beans. That's true. Janelle is asking, if the organization is paying these bills, what is the likelihood they are even paying their staff and Sea Org people? Yeah, well, then you should definitely check out the last last live I did with a document, I think it was a week ago, Friday, with Nora, where there was actually a letter from a New York member who had worked 10 years in Denmark, only getting paid quarter of the standard Sea York pay, so roughly about $13 per week. And it was also referring to an issue, financial issue within the organization. So it's uh, it's very much in line with this. Uh, Emily is saying, I think we can expect an order from Scientology soon, saying everyone has to eat at a soup kitchen. Yes. Yeah, maybe go undisguised and go and eat at a public soup kitchen here. We have a lot of kind of like these living room spaces for people that are unhoused or are struggling to make the ends meet, and they can go and have some free breakfast or lunch there. Yeah, 50,000 on phones. Maybe times have changed a little bit now. It is a 10-year-old document, but still, I'm thinking that having a telephone set up for an organization, you have to understand that in Denmark, there's minimum 700 people working for Scientology, and there is let me just quick count. There's six uh, Scientology buildings plus Narconon. I don't know if that would be included, but at least these six different locations are included on this letter. They would be covered by the same telephone company. Uh, you're asking why hasn't the cult of Scientology called in to set up a payment plan? Weird. I don't know what you mean with that because this letter is clearly referring to some prior payment plans that have been made with some of these creditors, and now they have also broken these agreements with these creditors. So for sure, they have been making some payment plans. Emily is saying, "I'm sure the phone bill is for listening into the calls too." Yeah, for sure, for sure. I don't know how many people they have been wiretapping or listening here, but for sure. I mean, a lot of this reaching that they're doing is done via telephone. So probably a lot of people are doing phone calls all day long, trying to get people to come in and attend courses. Letter to CLO asking for money or a loan for some OTA superpowers. Yes. I mean, the situation seems to be clear. I mean, this is just my theory, allegedly, but I don't know why I'm feeling that all this money for public date taking their expensive OT levels in Denmark is being funneled to the States to little Davy Miscavige's pockets to fund his legal aid and purchasing new buildings that will be empty around the world and maybe some luxury lifestyle on the side as well. So and there's not money to pay bills. Okay, Mandy was more on it. It's shocking, but not that surprising. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised because there is actually so many different kind of means that, especially public authorities can make sure that they will get their money. That I find it quite unbelievable. They have let the situation to be gone this far. And Amy's saying it's clear that they will be going dark. Yeah, absolutely. And my little comment on the rice and beans is also a little bit about the fact that this kind of documents exist outside outside the code. This is the kind of documents that people have in their possession, and they are willing to share them online with me, with someone else. They are not always willing to come out and speak with their own name, but if they want to get some information out, they know that we're here and we are, ready to pass on the message if necessary. Iris is saying the absurdity of it all. Denmark org is struggling to pay bills while Davy is busy fundraising and building more empty orgs. Yeah, that was basically what I was just saying before, and you're totally right on it. I find this quite amusing. I'm not sure if you share the same thought, but it's uh, it's an interesting way to run. Whether you want to call it a religion or a business or a scam. You always want to have the authorities kind of on your side and not create any kind of suspicion on mishandling your finances. So I don't understand how they are not even paying their property taxes on time. And yeah, well, LRH was a tax evader. And I mean, this is basically a call out now for anyone who maybe would be watching this from Denmark. And explain me a little bit more about the current business model, because as far as I have heard, all courses at the moment and any kind of auditing is purchased via a computer screen. So all the organizations, the Denmark organization and the AOSH, you are cashless, and you will not be doing any credit card transactions there, but you are buying the services via computer screen. So what I'm thinking is that could it be possible that some of these, I mean, I'm just speculating now, but could it be possible that some of these purchases are, for example, made directly from the US, where you are not even paying taxes on your income in Denmark because sales are going directly to the States, and then you have basically free workforce delivering your services in Denmark. I'm just speculating. I would really like to know how it works, but this kind of business model is making tax evasion be quite easy. So that's definitely something that someone who has a little bit more information on it could look into. Hi, Kelly. Um, LRH was one of those, the laws do not apply to me kind of guy. Unfortunate. Yeah, I agree. And I think whatever Scientology, whether it's in Denmark or UK or US, whatever they can do with their finances uh, without, with minimizing the risk of getting caught, they will for sure do. That's my personal belief. Amy, you would need a forensic accountant. Yeah, yeah, I know, and it's very difficult to try and look into this situation. I mean, I have I have looked at the public information. I can see they have a reputable auditing company. I think it's BDO, and everything looks probably fine on paper. But how is actually the financial transaction made? Maybe they are selling half of their courses under the Danish organization registration number, and half of it is actually sold directly by Scientology in US because everything's done on computer screen. You will not even have a receipt for that. And because it's not tax deductible in Denmark, you would not even probably ask for a receipt for that. So there is very many opportunities to potentially do fraud there. But like I say, this is just my own speculation. But let's say, I have more questions than answers. Iris is saying probably need thousands of them, Amy, to scrutinize the money trail. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, in my opinion, you know the biggest chance for figuring out some things would be the tax authorities doing a full tax audit on the cult of Scientology in Denmark. Yeah, we can put that on our Christmas list. Witnesses saying the money trail never lies, and the money trail is always right. Yeah, that is true, and especially in European Union, they're very much focusing on this money laundering. So I think that if there were large transfers to outside the European Union, there would be a bit more investigations done on that. Um, Thought-provoking videos is saying, yes, you should pay all the taxes to the government that allows for years on end concentration camps exist in free countries. I'm not really sure what you mean by this comment. Hi, Marcy. Hi. We're just talking a little bit about the way that the Scientology likes to handle their fields and how they seem to be having some pressing matters regularly when it comes to their payments. Uh, Audit is saying, still at the beginning, forgive me, but it seems like Miscavige is playing the same con on rank and file members who have to support out of their own pocket as he does on everyone else. Yeah, I I totally agree. Totally agree. Yeah, yeah, shout out to Interpol. You're welcome. I'll bake you some cookies if you come by, for sure. Sure. On rank and file. Yeah, exactly. So, basically, that was all I had. I just wanted to give this as a little gift for, all the executives in the cult of Scientology Denmark, just to let you know that we see you and we hear things, you know, however much you want to control the people that you have inside, uh, you cannot control free mind and free spirits. So, this is just a little taste of that, and I can guarantee you there's more to come. Hi, Lena. That's fine, you're late. I was late as well, so it's not an issue. Uh, okay, now I'm following you. Yeah, you could, potentially call it. I mean, let's not undermine the suffering under the World War II, but, yeah, the conditions are not very good. True, they cannot lay a privacy claim on this, absolutely not. And, of course, my source has also a legal protection, so you cannot claim, that, this document was, for example, fraudulently, received or delivered to another person. Thank you so much for the love, and thank you for joining me. Uh, Thank you for appreciating my work. I try and do what I can. I'm getting some unicorns here from Haggis. That's lovely. Uh, an organization doesn't count for YouTube. That's for sure. Uh, it is, yeah, it is certainly thought providing. Yeah, yeah, I understand, and that's why even though we can be kind of rough with our words, we still need to differentiate certain things. So, yes, there is abuse happening, but in the end of the day, if you really want to come out, you can come out of the sea or and of the hurting. So we cannot compare these two things with each other. Uh, Lena is saying, "I want to applaud you for all you do and have achieved in Copenhagen in such a short time." Thank you so much. I'm probably my own toughest critic, and I think I could have done more. But, I think we are getting there, and I think the fact that I'm getting privacy claims on completely ridiculous, completely ridiculous, instances for not showing any public or Sea Org members on video where they can be recognized. If they are really going through my videos with such a fine income, and be my guest. Do that. Maybe you'll learn something new. Maybe you find out something that you shouldn't know. So it's yeah, it's okay. Wonder how long of a time period these debts are for. Yeah. So we can still go a little bit back to this one because that's kind of what I tried to show you before was there was a clear collect on some of these bills where they were due already in the beginning of November, and we are in 3rd of January when this document was created. There is a bailiff that who has sent them to court for unpaid pension fees that were missing from the 3rd quarter of the year. So, I think you can say that they had approximately a 3-month backlog with their bills. Mm, Haggis is saying, "I think you and Rika don't realize how much you have done." Rika got someone out with her own merits and helped them out. Yeah, absolutely, and that's a huge thing. And I also hope that I can be here for a person where at the moment that they want to come out. They know that we are here now, so they just need to reach out to us. Perhaps you could get a paper mask or a sign for them to carry. "I'm a Scientologist, no pictures, please." Yes. Yes, and it was actually not even that long time ago when they were still going with face masks, so I think at that point there wouldn't not been any kind of privacy claims. Um, Witnesses saying as it's end of year, time for the accountants, so they are looking at similar bills right now. Yes. Yeah, I absolutely think so. I also work with finance. I know what happens at this time of the year, and I would even that's why I also find it interesting, auditors would also make remarks that you have actually passed the end of the year and you haven't paid your taxes and other fees that you're required to be paying to officials. So I'm sure there's been some remarks in their annual audit, sure. Did it say accounts in arrears? Okay, yeah. Well, whoever has written this, I don't know, they've probably been also with a lot of pressure. I mean, this is a very ungrateful task for whoever has been gathering them and delivering them to directors, for them to figure out how they're gonna actually end up paying these bills. So, I feel a little bit sorry for that person, to be honest. But, this was all from me. Do you have any questions or comments? I think I will, um, I will probably be taking some time off now around Christmas, and we don't even have any meetings in, uh, in Los Angeles with the public works, police commissioners. So, I will probably take the next week off and then start again, after that. I'll have some family visiting for Christmas, so I probably wouldn't be having time, to make any contact. But of course, if something comes up, then I will let you know. And, let me see what Lena is saying. Okay. Yes, please no self negative talk. Yeah, yeah. Taking, what is it called? Uh Positive feedback has, not always been, something I've been very good at, and, I'm always my own worst critic, so I think, that's just the way that I am. Amy's saying heat will shut down and their pipes will freeze. Yeah, maybe I should go and check that. I should go and check, is there any smoke coming out of the chimney on Christmas Day? So thank you for saying I deserve some time off. I hope you guys are gonna have also some great days off during the holidays. And I know Mona has promised to do a Christmas morning stream, so I will be there for sure. So if you haven't yet subscribed to Fat Grammy, Mona, she does these very lovely morning streams every single morning. I think she said she was gonna have this weekend off, but otherwise she's having a daily morning stream with some really good vibes, so I will for sure show up there. And yeah, that's that's it. That's it for me. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you guys soon. And have a great holiday time. Bye.